Hey YouTubers, Stingmon93 here, back with another review, this time of the Ziku driver from 2018's Kamen Rider series, ZO. Roughly translating here, but I believe it means space-time or just time driver. That's what Ziku means, I think. I don't know yet. Still working on that one. But, so here's the included Ridewatch that came with the driver. So basically, with every driver, every belt, you pretty much get the main gimmick of that season. The main protagonist's little gimmicky thing. Like the Ridewatch for ZO, the progress keys for 01, which, by the way, I do not have the belt for this one yet. And obviously, current 2020 season to 2021, Saber with my Storm Eagle, which, again, I don't have the belt for Storm Eagle yet. I don't have this sword driver yet. Still working on that one. But we're not here on this video for those. I was just showing you those because normally the drivers that you get for those seasons come with things like that. But this one came with ZO. And yes, I do have a second watch, but I'll review it in a separate video. So it's going off to the side for now till my next video, which is going to be that one's time. Watch time. Sorry, couldn't resist there. So yeah, if you can see it, his symbol's there, and I wish my phone would focus. It says 2018 across the bottom. They do have a 01 Ridewatch, but it's kind of hard for me to get right now. So, your activation button for just the watch is right here on the top. Speaker is there. QR code, the rail system. Let me real quick explain this system in case you didn't. If you don't watch MGO, when you put the Ridewatch with this system, you see these little tabs here at the end. They lock into this area here, okay? And you have to push these little green buttons to unlock the watches, because once they're in, they are literally locked into place, unless you push. Did not mean to do that. That was a blooper, which I will leave in just for the fun of it. But, you know, let me take my ring off real quick. But, yeah, when you put the watches in here, they will lock into place. And you cannot remove them or else you're going to break something. Sorry if I'm kind of close. My thing's kind of far away. So, that's what these little green buttons right here are for. So, back to this. So, turn, you get the rest of ZO's helmet, which is basically the rest of his, the rest of his helmet. Yeah, speaker. So, and these are the little two trigger thingies that will hit here. Oh, and real quick, there's an arrow right here that shows which direction you plug them into the driver. So this one will sit on this side, and of course, when I view Gaim, you'll see it sit on this side because it points that direction. So here's how I think of it. So 12 is basically pointing upwards towards the button. 3 is here, so only the ones that go on this side turn from 12 to 3, okay? And these ones turn, except for Decayed, the ones like this, Decayed, Trinity, and Grand ZO, all turn from 6 to 9 o'clock. Sadly, they don't have one that turns from 9 to 12, but, you know, unless you, like, turn them upside down, but hey, I don't count that. So I'm going to put Gaim off to the side again. So you can click this one 3 times, but you click them one at a time. Okay, so here's the first one. That's the first sound. Third time. So yeah, you got Time Machine, you got kind of the introduction. So it starts off with the CO saying which rider this watch belongs to. This belongs to ZO. Then you have the little phrase in the middle, and then you have the time machine or time machine in English. Sorry, guys, but I'm gonna set the Ridewatch over to the side here. So I'm gonna just set it down there. I'm gonna leave it with the face because I want to get to the driver real quick. So let me pull my driver down. Okay, and my rider can. Like I do the rider can thing. Okay, so it does technically come with a thing for the extra slack. I just, yeah. I kind of misplaced mine for a little bit, so I'm going to set the rider can off to the side. So, I'm going to take off the belt part for the moment. So kind of getting in close. We have the thing here, which, yeah, it kind of has my fingerprints kind of all over it a little bit there. So, but yeah, don't worry. So you have ZO symbol down here. So earlier, when I was talking about the watch locking in, there's little slots up there. If I could. Yeah, you see the little tab moving when I push the button. That slot and the one respectively on the bottom, but I can't get that one and actually have accurate lighting, locks the watch onto the belt, onto the driver. And pretty much without pushing this green button, when the ZO watch or Tsukuyomi or Gaze or Omazio, when they're on here, when they're actually slid into here all the way, they are literally locked onto the belt. You cannot just, pull them, or you're gonna, break something. That could be important. So, the big button up top also has ZO's symbol, which actually you can see this one a lot better than the one on the watch and the little itty bitty one right here. So yeah, you can actually see this one a whole heck of a lot better. So yeah, there's ZO's symbol. The battery compartment is right here. That takes 3 AAAs and the little button right there. I love the gimmick of the battery compartment on this one. So let me reach over here real quick and get something. So I'm going to pull in Mr. Screwdriver here. So you push in, okay, and then it turns pretty much from 12 to 9, I believe. Yeah, from 12 to kind of, actually, I'll just consider it 12 to 11 to 12, 12 to 11 or 11 to 12 if you're putting it on. But yeah, it takes 3 AAAs, as you can see here. And then, of course, this, you have to make sure that the little hole piece right here goes, and the tab right above it goes in this one, because there's that little button thingy at the end of my finger there that clicks into that, which keeps that piece closed, as you can see. And then yeah, you have the spots for the little clip thingies on the belt, which you do have little buttons right here, which if you press the button, as you can see. Okay, real quick, so I'm going to set the driver down. So for the belt, you have the L for the left side, and you have R for the right side. So when you're putting it on like somebody else, you need to make sure the L is on their left, basically your right side, and the R is on your left side, their right side. So like when I put it on the rider can, it's going to be that way. But when you put it on yourself, which there are extensions for these kind of belts, but they're generally meant for, little kids. Like little kids. Like between waist size, generally between ages 5 and I'll say 15 at the latest. Now, if you're always generally no offense, but skinny person, it should be no problem your whole lifetime if you keep right around the same waist size. But hey, just ignore me on that one. But yeah, there are adjustment pieces. However, if you have basically a round belly like mine, you need more than just the ones that come with the driver. There are extenders, which I do have one, but for how big I am personally, I would need two. So I temporarily use like an old purple shoestring of mine to go between the two pieces here, so I can get it around my waist. I'll have to retie it later, but I'll deal with that later. But yeah, ignore me on that one, on that last part. But yeah, there's the belt. There's the belt and the driver. So let's get the rider can back here. So slide it behind. So grab the driver. I'm gonna clip it in right there. And then the can to clip in right there. And yeah, that's what the other little piece would be for, is to hold the slack like that. But I don't know where mine is. So I'm gonna put that back on top of there. Okay. Kind of nestle it in there. So let's get down to the noises of the driver, and I'm gonna adjust my camera again for the umpteenth time. Just kidding. Well, not really kidding on that part, but let's get down to the noises, which I will actually bring this a little bit closer. And let me put the card thing I had back on top, so that way it doesn't, go completely nutso. So, with that, okay, I need to, sorry. So, with just the driver, not with the watch just yet, your on-off switch is on the bottom. I forgot to show you that earlier, but turn it on. Yeah, so you get Ziku Driver across there, Z-I-K-U, which I believe translates to time, space, or space-time driver, one of those two, or just time driver. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. So, without the watch, other than the Ziku Driver part, even if you push the button and spin, no other sounds. So you have to have the watches too. And that's generally the same with all other, almost all other drivers, including 01, Saber, but yeah. So let's get down to Henshin-ing. So, button. And then I'm going to kind of turn it to the side here and switch. You want to make sure that it goes here. And then you see the little things that go into the little grooves right there. Okay, so I'm going to turn that back. And push it back more, so that way it's a little bit easier to work with. And focus. Thank you. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't slide it in fast. So let me push the button again. And come on. And see? Then you get this nice tick-tock standby noise. And this flashing. Push the button. Again. So, yeah, there's your nice ZOE. Thing. So, that's pretty much it, other than one more push of the button. Then you push this one. Then yeah, it says time break right across the middle there. And then explosions. Even in the driver, explosions, because you know explosions are the thing. That's what happens when you beat the bad guys. They explode. So here's where I said earlier that, yeah, you see, can't pull it out without pushing the little green button in the back, because, see, it's locked. So push the button, and it pulls. Yep. So there's the Ziku driver and the ZO Ridewatch. And that's the end for this particular review. But next one I'll be reviewing is, well, Game. The Game Ridewatch, which is the only other Ridewatch I have besides ZO. But you'll see that one here in a moment. Well, for me it's going to be a moment. For you, it's probably going to be a while. Depends on my mood.